All right, tell me if you've been feeling this way at all recently. You start working on something, and then one of your kids gets sick. So you are home with your child. You're still working, but they take time away from you. They take time away from working. You need to take care of them. That's your responsibility. But you start to realize that the deadline you placed for yourself to do something, or the goal that you set for something, is approaching, and you are on day 2 of your child being homesick, and realize that they're going to be home again probably on day 3, and you need to complete everything on day 3 so you're ready to go for that next day, and hopefully they go back to school on that day 4. Welcome back to the Family First Entrepreneur Podcast. I'm your host, Heather Blake. I bring this up because that's exactly how I've been feeling this week. My youngest, who is 7, stayed home this week. So Sunday, she started not feeling so great. Monday, she was okay, but when she came home from school, she just said that she didn't feel good, that she was really tired, and by the time we got to dinner, she basically just wanted to sleep and didn't want to eat anything. So Tuesday, she stays home. I actually got a good amount of work done because she wasn't feeling well and basically laid on the couch watching YouTube most of the day. And then Wednesday rolls around. She's feeling much better. So she's coming in my office/studio with me and talking to me, and I'm not able to get the stuff done as much. And I realize that my son has a basketball game for Western Mass Championships. And I'm like, ooh, okay. Do I go? Do I not go? I mean, he's just like an alternate. He's like the floater, the one that floats back and forth between JV and varsity. JV is out. Maybe he'll play, maybe he won't play for varsity. You never know. He usually plays a few minutes in each game, but it's not a guarantee. Do I go? Do I stay home and work on what I need to work on? Well, I went, and I'm glad I did, because he ended up playing the end of the 3rd quarter and the beginning of the 4th quarter. Now, let me just tell you, I do not like basketball. I don't really understand basketball, but it was an intense game, and I'm glad I went. But I get home, or I'm on my way home, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, can I complete everything that I need to complete? And that's when it started to occur to me. Heather, you own your own business. If you can't complete something because of your family obligations, then that is okay. Now, I am a family-focused entrepreneur. I put my family above most other things in my life. And if it means that I need to neglect my family responsibilities to get something done, that's not happening. But it is my choice, and I get to decide that. Whereas, if you're doing something for a boss, that's not necessarily your choice. And you can, maybe your boss makes you do it, and you have negative feelings towards that boss. I don't have to make myself do it. And I don't have to have negative feelings towards myself for deciding to not do it. It was like this total, I talk about it and I say this, but when we actually, I've been faced with this multiple times, but there's just times when it comes back to us and we think about it again. Now, let me explain. So I started realizing, okay, I set a goal for myself to post 6 videos on YouTube a month. YouTube is going to be, or is currently now, my main focus when it comes to putting out content. Anything I post anywhere else is extra. I feel like I can help the most people by filming long form videos and by having this podcast where I can have real life conversations with people. I talk to you guys on this podcast like I am talking to a friend or I'm talking to myself in my head. Like I want to have real conversations on this podcast. And YouTube, I think, is a great place to do that. So my goal is 4 podcast episodes a month and then 2 additional long form teaching training style videos. And so I was realizing, okay, let me silence my phone because this person's going to keep messaging me. I was realizing that I have been working on this video for YouTube, mostly planning. And so I didn't post anything last week for the long form videos, which means this week is my week to get this video finished and get it posted. Here we are on Thursday of the week, and I normally post my podcast either Thursday or Friday, most of the time Friday now. And YouTube has the best potential to reach out to have the best quality and reach the right customers, the right viewers, if I schedule that post at least 24 hours after I upload it. The way their analysis works, I need to schedule it. So that means I need to get this video that I only had planned and filmed the intro for, plus a couple of B-rolls, had to film the rest of it, edit it all, film this podcast, which I didn't know at the time what I was going to even talk about. I needed to film that and edit it. I don't do a lot of editing with the podcast, but I was realizing that was going to be a lot, regardless if my daughter went to school or not. And guess what? She did not go. We're on day 3. Day 3 of being home, she did not go. But she's feeling better. So let's see, she was a cat under my desk, barking and woof-woofing. Yes, a cat. And then she was barking and woof-woofing. And an ARF, she told me. Plus, we were trying to work on Valentine's because tomorrow they're doing their Valentine's Day, and I make her lunch and I make her breakfast, and I had to place an order for groceries for pickup later today because we have barely anything left in the house to eat. We need something for dinner, and I'm trying to do all of this, and I'm like, I am so glad that last night I realized I can just be okay with choosing to not finish something at the deadline that I set for myself because my values as a person and my values as a business owner are family, authenticity, impact, support, integrity. If I'm going to be true to myself, film both the podcast and the long form video on branding, which is like a huge deep dive and not just, a 10-minute video. If I was going to do that with integrity, I was not going to be able to do it by the deadline I had set. My family is more important to me, to try to get this done and neglect them. I need to do this properly because I need to support the people that are watching my videos and support my family. I need to do the videos correctly because I need to have the most impact possible. And I need to do it the way that I planned so I stay authentic. And when I realized all of those things, I realized because I was following my core values and because I was doing what I knew was right, I don't have to feel bad about my decision. I don't have to be upset that I missed a deadline that I set for myself. I don't have to be mad at myself for choosing my family over my business because I followed every core value that I set out for myself. And then I realized that this is exactly what I'm supposed to be talking about on the podcast. We are creating our businesses for the exact purpose of what I just did. And I know there are times when we tell ourselves, oh, we're a family first and we do this and we do that and we get in our heads for a moment, and every single one of us, every single one of you will at some point, if you haven't already, face this exact same dilemma as I did yesterday and today. But the difference is not getting mad at yourself like you would a boss who forces you to do something. The difference is choosing to miss that deadline on purpose because it is what you stand for. Because it is what you stand for. It is who you are. It is the reason you have a business in the first place. If you have been feeling like you're doing something wrong by missing a deadline because you had to put your family first, don't feel that way anymore. Instead, I hear footsteps and my daughter's coming. Instead, know that you did right by your business. That you did right by who you are, what you stand for, and your values. I know that we all face this at some point, and I just want to make sure that you realize that it's okay. Oh, footsteps went back downstairs. She's gone. It's okay. And if you look at it from the perspective that you are following through on your core values, there's no reason to be upset. There's no reason to think you're a failure. There's no reason to feel like you let yourself down, that you did something wrong, that you lost momentum, that it was all you, that, you didn't do something right. You didn't do something right. You neglected you don't have to feel that way. It doesn't matter what those negative thoughts are being said inside your head. You can change them. You chose to do it because it is what is aligned with your core values and what you stand for as a human being, as a business owner, as a family-first entrepreneur. I'll see you all next week on the Family First Entrepreneur Podcast. Please subscribe.